Great team win. Good job by my guys, bouncing back this coaching staff, our players, going into a hostile environment down there in Baton Rouge, sellout crowd. Great turnout on for us JSU fans, Southern fans, but we talked about how we got our butts kicked the previous week, and we wanted to come back and just show that we got the makings of a good football team going forward. We did that by playing physical, ran the football well, did some things a little bit better on special teams. Still got some work to do, but very pleased with my football team this past weekend.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
How you doing, Coach?
What's up, Chuck? How you doing?
I'm good. Congratulations on the big win down there in Southern. I wanted to ask a little bit about the defensive line. You guys bounced back from the loss FAMU, but a guy like Devontae Davis, what he means to the defensive line.
He's the one true leader. We got a couple guys that we expect to lead, be out front when you talk about JSU football. Devontae Davis is that. He's a guy that originally with Jackson State, and he understands the JSU way, but plays hard, does everything the right way. It's been, like I said, a leader for this football team. When he speaks, the rest of the team's lit. The rest of the team basically is locked in when he talks, and he just goes out there and prove it with his play. Very happy with his performance on Saturday. A dominant force, what all levels are looking for, in a D line, 6'4" kid, 300 pounds, just a brute of an athlete. So it's good to see him finally, getting it going, on last Saturday.
Sure. Follow up to that, and you touched on it with regards to special teams. You have a real weapon in punter Matt Knoll. Huge leg. He had a 71-yarder this past week. But let me ask, does it become tough to manage such a big leg when he has the ability to sort of outkick the coverage?
Definitely. The thing that I was telling him in that game, you got the distance, but I need some height. This kid, we knew we was getting something special from as far as recruiting when he was in the portal, All-American coming from Delaware State, and we've been seeing it in practice. But anytime you can have opportunity to flip the field, that's great for our football team. That's why you kind of see us. We have tried to get some fast guys out there at the gunner position. Andre Hunt with great speed, plays gunner. And if you look at it, when the one that they return, Hunt is right there in position to make that play. He broke down, did everything we coached him up to do. But kudos to the kid returning the kick. He made a heck of a move on him, to create that. I think he was inside the 5-yard line when he touched that football. I told Hunt the only thing you probably could have did a little different was just shoot your gun, pull the trigger, and throw your body at him. But Matt Knoll has been a pleasant surprise. It's good to have him here anytime, you got a kid can flip the field like that. He might be your best defensive weapon.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing. Thank you, Coach.
No problem.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everybody at Jackson State are well. Talk about Mr. Brown, Jason Brown from Tech, throwing it around, and then what Mr. Rico Powers was able to do.
It's good to see the relationship those two are developing, going forward. They're going to be something to deal with if they can keep that chemistry going that they have. Very pleased with Jason's bounce back performance, no turnovers. He just went out there and managed the game well. That's all we asked him to do. We try to make sure the talent around him is on point, but he has to do some things. Basically, like I said, we're not asking you to go out there and take a game over, but just be smart with the football and do what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. And I thought he did that. He did a good job. It was surprising to me to see him run the ball because he run like paint dry. It's slow. But he was still very effective. The one zone read he pulls and gets a first down for us. The touchdown pass to Rico, for him to maneuver around in the pocket, he steps up. We've been on him about that. Breaks the pocket and he wants to run, but then he gets his eyes back downfield and gets his arm in a throwing position, rips it out there, and Rico Powers does the rest. I challenged him. Last week I felt like he didn't play tough. And I told him that. I told him that in the game. I said, you have got to be tougher for this football team. When you get knocked down, you got to get up, and your teammates got to see it. And I think that's what kind of why he took it up on himself to, when he had those opportunities to run the ball, he ran the ball, got behind his pads, and I told him on the sideline, I said, "Hey man, you got to start sliding." And he said, "You never taught me that." I said, "Man, you've been in school longer than I've been coaching, so you should already know how to slide." But very pleased with those two. And Rico Powers, he's a pro. I mean, let's just be honest. The things that they're doing, that dude is doing out there now, and the scouts that come in here and see him, they salivating to get an opportunity to get him to the next level. We're blessed that he has another year of football, but world class speed, big receiver that can run and catch the football. He did have the drop earlier, but that's how I kind of know what you're gonna get out of Rico in the football game. If he can get that first drop out of the way early, he's gonna be fine going forward. But you, cornerbacks, and you saw Southern do it. They're gonna have to stay high on top of Rico. He don't get a lot of press coverage, and you can see why he showed it in that football game. And he, even the one kickoff return, we just a hair away from popping that one out as well.
Coach, Texas State, what do you see when you look at that football team?
Uh, Big. He got some size down there on the offensive line, defensive line. A very active, well-coached football team. Well-coached football team. A quarterback that's played in the SEC. That's been around, played some snaps with some size. Um, they can do it. Play with some tempo on offense, but seems like they want to run the football and take their shots over the top. That's what I'm seeing offensively and defensively. Just meeting with my offensive staff a little while ago, they play with great leverage and effort. Each and every play. You look at the Baylor game, you see why they beat Baylor. They just played harder than that football team did. San Antonio, they played this past weekend, came out and matched them tick for tack. But it's going to be a challenging week. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I told my guys, if you got aspirations of playing on the next level, want to play, against these FBS opponents, these are the ones you got to get up for and be ready to go.
Thank you, sir. Have a great trip.
All right, thank you.
Next question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Kenyatta Cavill, Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
Hey,
Coach, many teams just played 2 games. You played 3 out there, but what are your thoughts in terms of the first 3 games that you played thus far in terms of those matchups of your team?
It's been tough. That's what I told the team in the locker room after that Southern game. Hell, excuse me, but I'm tired of living out of suitcases. That's my wife been getting on my butt. It's been suitcases in the bedroom every night that I had to unpack. And it's been a challenging schedule for our football team. For us to be at 2-1, and that one we didn't play our best football game. We had a lot of mistakes on our end, but not taking nothing away from a good FAMU football team. But this has been a challenge. Our kids went ready to play here at the vet, but that's the way this thing played out. That's the schedule. We gotta whoever that team is. We're playing that particular weekend. Again, we're on the road this weekend in San Marcos. We got to go. We got to go because one thing I do know is it's not affecting our fans. They're showing up and showing out in numbers. So it's important that we're ready to go week in, week out, whether we're on the road and are we at home. And I think it tells you a lot about your football team when you're playing on these all these road games early on against these quality opponents that we gonna fight. We got a lot of fight in this football team. We're gonna play 4 quarters of football, and that's just something that I've seen with this football team. But Doc, it is what it is, But I do tell you, I do know this. After 3 weeks going in, I'm very pleased where we are as a football team and a program right now with this coaching staff and everything's going on. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the vet next week and a little more comfort here. I can unpack a bag real briefly because right after that we got to buy, and then we're going down to Huntsville, but is it Huntsville or Mobile? So, but it's been good. It's been good, and I'm gonna say this too: first time head coach, to have this kind of schedule coming out the gate. You talk about South Carolina State, a FAMU, a Southern, and who is it? Yeah, that team this weekend. I wouldn't have it no other way. It tells me a lot about me and my coaches as well.
No doubt, Coach. I'll let you go on that one. I don't want to spend no time as you got to pack your bags again. We'll catch you.
Hey, I told you I never did unpack.
Next
Thanks,
question
Coach.
goes. Next question goes to Henry Pugh.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? It's Henry Pugh with the HBCU Hour, presented by the Golden Boot. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good, Coach. When you have to these games and you go from a big win, point spread on your side, then go to a low was the point spreads on the opposite side and stuff. What kind of mentality does that, do you have to, I guess, say talk to your players about going into the next game?
hmm I always say just be who we supposed to be and play your game. We talked about being physical. We talked about not doing the things that get you beat, but that's what it is. You know, going into this Texas State game too, uh, we had a lot of kids that we were recruiting that they were recruiting that went right down to the wire. With a few of them we got and a few of them they got. So this is going to be a great challenge for our football team as well as theirs. And the recruiting piece of this whole deal, because I guarantee you, come recruiting season, we'll be tit for tat trying to get some of the same players that they're trying to get in there as well. But you just try to get your football team to remain consistent. That's the biggest thing for us right now. We coming off a huge win, like Dr. Cavill was talking about the road trips and stuff. But we coming off another huge win, coming off the road. We just got to go on the road, do it again. They're going to have a hostile crowd, but I guarantee you, Jacktown going to be in the house. So that's going to provide us some energy, some momentum as well. It's just up to us to go out there and do the little things right, missed tackles, red zone offense, third down offense, not turning the football over. So it's just business as usual this week for us.
Okay, Coach. And to follow that up, you talked about having to be on the road a lot. Um, does it help when you're able to look at the crowd and see, those faithful there to kind of, I guess, lift you up as a player and both as a coach?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, we on the road, but it feels like a home game. All those fans up in there, you pull up to the hotel and you can just feel the love. The JSU hats and jerseys and T-shirts everywhere. It kind of comforts our football team, myself as a coach, as well as these other coaches. If you look at this game that we just played this past weekend, like I said, the fan base was tick for tack, and with us winning that game throughout, you could just hear JSU up in there. It was kind of quiet on that other side, even though they had a nice little group over there, but you didn't hear a lot coming from over there. But the JSU rocks the house. And that's what I tell my team. That's part of our responsibility. If they're gonna show up, we gonna play.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
No problem.
Last question goes to Kyle.
Hey, Coach, Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends. You guys were rocking the house. I was there. And, but one thing that kind of helped you guys, I noticed, was the 270 yards that you had on the rushing side.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a well-balanced attack that you guys have. Do you believe that can be able to be sustained going into Texas State?
I do. Here's the thing that people didn't realize too. We were able to recruit some key players that came back and really impacted that game. Sir Riley was an offensive lineman. That's probably next to Evan Henry, our best offensive lineman on the team that came back on Saturday. That was his first game back. He was coming off an elbow situation. We had a freshman to step up, Quay Davis out of Texas. This kid is 6'7", 330 pounds. And he stepped up. So that's why it was, you saw us kind of control the line of scrimmage on that side of the football. And then also, too, those guys stepping up, it creates depth now. We can rotate some guys, keep some bodies fresh that we wasn't able to do. We were only rolling probably 6 guys, but now we're up to, with those guys coming back, we got a rotation about 7, 8 guys now. And then, with the injury situation, J.D. Martin is just kind of banged up right now. We always talk about the next guy. Who'd have thought Desmond Moultrie would have come out there and did what he did? And that kid ran behind his pads, and he's been a kid that's been around here. Very happy for him to go out there and be that physical as a runner. And that's what we got to do going forward. Because we know what Herb Mulligan is. Everybody's starting to understand like this kid is special. But it's up to us, for as O line, changing the line of scrimmage, and then who is those second or third guys to kind of take some of that heat off Herb late in the game, early in the game, so he can finish games. But I think it was too, because like I said, that was a big part us being able to recoup some bodies on the offense as well as the defensive side of the ball, because we made some great substitutions over there, got some people in there that really made a difference on the defensive side of the ball too.
Yeah, just briefly elaborate on the importance of Irv Mulligan. He seems to be the guy at the star. He's like that Alvin Kamara type of guy
Yeah.
who can do it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big part of what we're doing offensively. We saw it all camp when we can get J.D. Martin back and Irv Mulligan in the mix. That backfield is special. The kid, he doesn't know how good he's going to be. He just know to go strap it up, buckle his helmet up and run hard. What we got to get Irv to get. We're working on him to the little things, understand where you need to be on protection. Not saying he's bad there, but just being a more complete back. It's more. I tell him all the time, it's more to the game than just running outside zone. And I tell him that I like you got to protect Jason. You need to be where you need to be on this certain pass concept. But he is a truly special player with some big time speed. It's good to see the game speed he plays at. When he gets out front, or if he can hit it clean, I don't think there's nobody in this league that can catch him. Then just the toughness. You saw one time down there, we're trying to close out the game. He hits the hole and he's just trying to gain yards, look like he moonwalking going backwards. He's just tenacious, hard-nosed dude and don't give us no problem. And he just loves football. To get a transfer in here at that position from Wofford, and he's able to, be one of your better players on offense, it's truly a blessing for the team.